So you want to be a beekeeper, do you? That's cool. Doing some big chores here. Welcome to Little Creek Bee Ranch. Getting settled. So just give me a minute. Oh, yeah. Our mission today is setting up 6 catch boxes. Whoops. Way back in the pasture. I'm way back. Like beyond those trees is the house. Oh, several hundred yards up there. And then way back there, there's Inola Hill. Now our focus is the hill. There's bees all around, but I know there's a lot of old trees up there. And I'm sure there's plenty of swarms to be had. So, we're going to set out 6 nuke boxes in different fashions and different styles. I have, let's see, 6. I think a total will make 11. I have 12 catch boxes. One of them has been taken. So I have 11. I will have 11 open. And let's see. Back here, since I'm way back in the pasture, my strategy is nuke boxes only, since they're easier to handle for me. 59, getting a little older, getting a little bit harder. So there is very much a strategy. So you know, watch this. So you know you're a serious beekeeper when you have to do a ratchet strap on your wagon for all your nukes, you know, because you can't keep them on there. You know, just saying. All right. To pull them out here. So various tips and tricks here. Get settled. Undo the strap. Pick a box. On the stand that you're looking at, hive pad, whatever you want to call it, we're going to put two boxes. I'm going to scatter these around, and get myself settled here. Okay. No bee jacket required for this mission. No. Real simple. And we have bricks galore. Plenty of bricks to go around. So we do have a strategy. Okay, now check this out. I'm not setting these catch boxes here to leave them or operate from them. I really don't want to operate colonies way back out here. Time, distance, harder the work. So today is May 5th. What time is it? 10 to 12. Just run my stopwatch. Okay, now, if I'm here setting boxes up, excuse me, I'm going to give them a choice. Bees like to choose. They're very methodical in choosing. They like to choose. Girls want to choose. So, check this out. Here's an old comb. That's an old comb. Nothing fancy. Here's an old frame. Bit of a starter strip there. Come closer. Here's an old frame that has a little bit of a strip around it. See? From natural wax. And the bees don't need a lot, okay? That to them is a pattern. It looks kind of gnarly and yucky to us, kind of old and like, ugh. Well, to us, cleanliness is one thing. To the bees, it's something different. So I tend not to dig all that out. I want to leave, I want to leave those starter pieces there. So if this is like, we'll just call this a starter frame. Okay, I want it on the outside of the frames, on the wall side. On the wall side. And then I have an old piece of foundation, and it's kind of wavy and old. And then another frame. Now, now this, for this series of catch boxes, I didn't have all the best comb, okay? Didn't have all the best comb. I'll move you closer here. That's okay. I want something out. I want to get the girls searching. You know what I'm saying? And if you put pheromones in the air and give them a box, even if it's not the best frames, they're in search mode. Now the experience, this is all of these years of experience coming together. You're after a big rain front. We have come through with a big rain front. And it's a bluebird day. Man, there's just a couple of puffs of clouds. Crazy awesome day. Bees on the move. So here's Swarm Commander. No Temp Queen, just Swarm Commander. 1 squirt and then 2 squirts on the porch. Oh, there's a good squirt. Little dab will do you. 1 squirt under the lid. That's enough. I'll stretch it out. I'm running low. It's just a 2-ounce bottle. Ooh, liquid gold. Okay. When you understand bee principles, then stuff gets real exciting, because you can't make bees do something they don't want to do. You got to play their game, and their game is based on principles. And when you understand bee principles, ooh, it's like we're over the hurdle there. That's very cool. Okay, here's another 5-frame group. An old comb, kind of, it's okay, it'll work for us. The wax says, oh, somebody's already been here. And here's interesting, if you can see this. Some old pieces of comb are kind of fragile, just kind of wax. Just leave it there. They got wax up here for drawing and attracting bees. I don't want to clean that off. Leave it alone. Same thing on this one out here. Now this one here is a tongue depressor starter strip frame, and it has wax on it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay. And the same thing over here. A little bit more wax there. These are from old frames I've cleaned off. The last thing that we do when we come out of the box is to square up the frames. Excuse me. Get them pushed together. Push together. Lid goes on. The arm here is to hang on a limb. The other ones, some of these we will hang on limbs, but we wanted to. We weed eated this area. This was an older area. Wanted to run some catch boxes here, which is fine. Strategies. Okay, 1 squirt. Oh, kind of didn't come out the first time. Ooh, man. Lemony, but like super strong. Even that little bit is too strong for my nose. Wow. Two squirts. Okay, I'll refresh in that about, I don't know, every 14 days, something like that. 10 to 14 days. Okay. I love this. I love this. Bees are on the move. The weather says that. Bees are on the move. 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon is dance time. They'll come back and go inside and dance hard. And clear this off. That's okay. Done. Done. So when I do my walk by, I'll walk out in the alleyway there and I can look at the porch and just see what kind of activity. Oh, it's 10 yards away. I just walk on by and check. Now here in my little system, whoops, I want numbers like width. I want width. Now this is this is how I do this. Just teaching you. I want just enough bees to take care of a queen. Say what? What? Well, I know it's a swarm, but wherever they come from, I don't know where they come from, and I don't know the queen. So I could replace her if I go in and replace a swarm queen, which is actually a rather common thing. Real seasoned beekeepers understand this principle. I don't know that old swarm queen. I don't know how old she is, and I don't know her breed. So if I go in pretty soon after they get laid up, maybe a week or two, when the colony is still easily managed, I can go find the old swarm queen and remove her and install a caged queen that's already bred, known age, known breed. And there's something to be said for that. The bees will still act like a swarm. They will still want to act like a swarm. So just kind of think that through. You could still leave the old queen. She'll be maybe a couple of years old. Her 3rd year, she'll begin to slow and fail, see? So that means the beekeeper could have a weaker colony next year. Got to think that through there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take the cart. We're gonna see if I can do this without tripping over myself. Well, let's go on around. Make sure, gotta look behind me. Carrying a tripod, pulling a wagon. Oh, you gotta be highly skilled, man. And getting caught on blackbriars. Sorry. Whoa. Hey, you want to learn. This is how you learn. Golly darn it. Golly darn it. That's okay. It's okay. There it is. This little spot. Okay. Grab a box and a lid. Now I'm all for easy catch boxes. We're not, that's old material. Old material. We're not looking to make this hard. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, these beekeepers think you got to have catch boxes 20 feet up in a tree or it doesn't work. I say, what? What? Who said that? Where's that come from? I don't know. Joe said that. Well, ask Joe. Joe, where'd you get that? I don't know. That's what Sam told me. Go ask Sam. Sam, where'd you learn that? I don't know. My great-grandfather taught me that. That's called tradition. We catch bees on the ground. Just like you house them up on the ground, bees will house up on the ground just fine. Don't much like tradition. Okay, so same thing again. Some old frames, not pretty to our eyes. Some ribbons of comb, kind of some gnarly stuff. It looks like to us would be gnarly. Not too terrible bad. Again, I just wanted to get something out. I can always come back and replace the frames. Not a terrible issue. This spot, and we got other spots. Got lots of spots. Choices. Give them smorgasbord of choices. Choices, choices. Here we go. Oh, that's a good one. Good squirt. Now, the reason we go under the lid is to draw them up, boom, to the top of those frames. They should house up on the frames fine. Not a problem. Okay, 2 squirts. There we go. Nice. And then we just let them soak. It's like catfishing. If we went out on the river and put here's a big brick trot line out there. If we did a trot line with just a couple of hooks and no meat, you're not catching any cats. But if you put 200 hooks out there and put on a bunch of perch meat, man, you're catching blues and channels and flatheads. This is basically the same principle. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be pretty. That's not what we're after. Okay, so now we're going to go on the other side of this big privet bush. When that privet bush blooms, it produces a ton of nectar and it is strong, boy. I mean, I got to spin around. Okay, you got to hang tough with me here. Okay, cool. And see, we walk our paths, and as I walk my paths, I can see from there if bees are checking the box. Won't take them long. It won't. All right. Get myself settled. See, this is all overgrown, old stands. Time for some ZTR work. All this mess. In the tree. Only like 3 feet off the ground. Let's see, what do I got here? If I have one, do I have one? It's got to be on the proper side. Oh, let's see, is it gonna face? It's got to be, no, I don't. Yeah, I do. Oh, hold on here, gotta see what I got here. Two. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. Oh, I only got. Okay, grab my lid, grab my box. Now, so this way is south, that way is north. It's okay. We want our boxes, permanent boxes facing south. But this is catch time. We don't, it's okay. It's catch time. I want to be able to walk the path, just walk on by and see bees. I don't want to stand there and spook them off. I have my own bee walk I do a couple of times a day when we're really getting in it. And I will watch how much activity we got here. So again, we have old frames, ribbon, some old ribbon, or some old comb or old wax foundation. Push them together, and we'll let the bees decide what they want to do. Yeah. Okay. One good squirt. Ha. There's one good squirt. Brick on top. You can have fun with this. You could, this could be a little side business of just catching and selling some bees, you know. Depends upon what you want. If it's a big group, you know, $200, $300, $400, depending upon how big they settle into some deep boxes. Groups like this, $100 to $200, and you tell people they're a swarm. It's up to you if you want to run them and manage them. It's fun catching them. It's a passive thing. It's a fun kind of a side gig. But you tell people, it's a swarm we caught. I don't really want to raise them. And I'll sell them to you. I'm not opposed to that. There we go, 2. How hard is that? That's not hard. Got 2 more boxes. I want to go further south. Man, we got lots of mowing to do. It's okay. This spring has been wet. A real wet spring. It's like Jumanji jungle out here, man. It's a good thing for the bees. It's a little tough on the beekeeper. Lots of foliage. But, you know, lots of blooms, lots of nectar, lots of bees on the move. So let's go way on down. I can set a catch box there later. I may come back. I want to go further south. Ooh, whoa. It's the blackbriars. So, gosh. See this? Look at this. This is like, oh man. Okay, hang tough. Hang tough. Boy. Oh, lots of mowing. It's all right. Okay, around the blackbriars. Golly, man. More tricks. I'm going to show you some more tricks. Oh, man. Hold on. Okay, filming. Here we go. Okay. Filming. Catch my breath. Let's see now, what are we going to do here? They're both going to be that way. Okay. See if we can do it. Okay. Well. They'll both be that way. I'm thinking. I don't like it. I want the porch opening facing this way, and I got branches where ants could walk up the branch and ride inside. And I'll pick another catch box to put up here. It's all right. We'll move along. Hold on. I've got several more spots. Let's try. Let's see if I can try. I got a spot right over here. This is just fun stuff. This is easy stuff. I like this. It's just fun part of beekeeping. No suit required. Got to have the pheromones though. Let's let's do this. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking while I'm trying to. Okay, right here. We cut this pad out earlier. We'll use it. So you can, depending upon the size of property you have or whatever, it doesn't take much space to run catch boxes. The bees, it's, I think, if you look at things in a priority level, the number one priority to me and to the bees is the pheromone. You're gonna have to pull them with pheromones. Now, some of the other catch boxes up north is Swarm Commander and Temp Queen. That's okay. I just didn't bring my sticks out today. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Pheromone. Then probably cleanliness. One catch box up here wasn't really a catch box, it was a dead out. And it was covered in wax moth damage, and a swarm took it. That was not my plan. That's what they wanted to do. So, okay, that's rare. That's very rare. Okay, then probably size of box. Size. You'll have a good swarm hit these boxes. They won't be the massive ones. If you want, it kind of works on the principle of big hook, big fish, little hook, little fish. Yeah, big box, big swarm, little box, basketball size swarm. It's okay. Just enough to take care of a queen, remember? That's kind of the idea. Maybe I can replace her later. I want ease of access and ease of management. I'm older, it's a little bit more challenging. I don't want to get a ladder in a tree and break a hip, and I'm not doing that for bugs. Something like this, cleanliness around. We'll try to put this catch box in a tree, the next one in a tree. And I'll have some more I'll put in some trees out here. Sometimes a first squirt doesn't work well. Okay, on the inside of the lid. And my path goes around so I can see from the side. I don't have to walk up this close to see bees. I can see them 20 yards away. Scouts working, Now scouts, they will float and hover all around, backside, all around, floating. And when you see that, those are scout bees. Bees that take ownership are typically working off of one face of the box, right here. They'll have some guard bees stationed out on the front, and they leave with a purpose. They're not interested in the other three sides. They're on this panel, on this side, coming off. Pay attention to flight language, body language. It matters. Scout bees will be very critical. All over. All over. They do that for 2 or 3 or 4 days. Okay. Time to get some more Swarm Commander. Liquid gold, man. Lemongrass oil's not quite strong enough. When the man that made Swarm Commander, his past career was a perfume analyst. He would make perfumes, so he knows molecular manipulation, and he could manipulate this and created Swarm Commander and put Nosinoff pheromone in there. Cool. And sometimes, if you're paying attention, you might just see a swarm hanging. They're waiting, they're paused, they're tired of flying, and they're resting, waiting on their sisters to find a daggum home so we can go get settled. Or, this is how they find the catch box. They're a little nervous. And they'll come hang up nearby, and there's scouts right here. They just haven't made that jump yet. They're hanging, they're waiting until they get some bravado, and then boom. Or sometimes they come straight in, boom. Seen both. Sometimes they take their time going in. And sometimes it's just a mass. They hit the front and just like a mat. It takes hours for them, it seems like, to get in almost. Sometimes they hit the back of the box. You go, what the heck? Well, they hadn't found their way around. The queen might have landed right here and she gets nervous and scared and boom. They may stay there for a day or two, whatever. I let them sort it out. Boy, this is a bee day, man. Yes, sir. This is a bee day. Okay, so there's a catch box. I can walk to the side 10, 15 yards, 20 yards away and tell. Easy to manage. If I do have a swarm that I catch in a little nuke box, I'll let them settle for a couple of weeks. I want to see pollen coming straight in and off the porch, straight off the porch, coming in. That tells me there's a laying queen inside. I'm not in any rush. They're spooky and flighty. Let them lay down a bunch of larvae and eggs, and that's your leverage over the bees so they don't just get up and jump out of the box. Too many times we go too fast, get them settled somewhere else, and they don't like it, and they take their old queen and out they go. So I let them stay in there 2-3 weeks. 21 days to hatch a worker, right? 3 weeks, 21 days. If I let them have at least 10 days, 2 weeks is good. They'll have a bunch of larvae in there, and the larvae will lock them down. Leverage, strategy, understanding the bees. Okay, last catch box. This is the only one that we got left. Hey, easy. Let's see if we can do in this tree. Kind of close together, not a big deal. You know, they get to choose. Let's see if this one will work. Oh, maybe. We'll see. Turn it up. Right there. Something like that. I don't know. Let's see if we can do this. Different varieties, what I'm trying to say. Different scenarios, different varieties. We'll let the bees choose. Picky girls. Boy, they can't be picky. Okay. Oh, can I do it? Ha ha ha. Okay, this scion. This is an old scion, which you can still set in the pasture, and Swarm Commander and come check your scions. For that matter, you know, I know seasoned beekeepers do this. Let's say, okay, this is where the old scion was. Let's take down this old cord. Yeah, right there. See this branch? Let's see if you can see this. Let me make sure you can see this. Let's see that branch. Up we go. Yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good. This branch right here, this branch makes me think of a catfish pole, cane pole, that you stick in the mud of the bank. You know, you stick it way down there, and it's flimsy. That catfish would come along, and he can't get enough leverage to pull that. It's strong enough to hold a big cat, but he just sits there and bounces it. He can't get the hook out of his mouth, and he can't get the pole out of the mud. He's just boing, boing, boing. Well, this is what this is kind of like. It's not super stiff, and it offers kind of a triple limb, and it's strong. And I could even cut this back, and I could spray Swarm Commander right at the bottom fork of that right there. And bees like this. When you go out and catch swarms somewhere in the country, maybe in somebody's yard or city or whatever, pay attention to the tree. If they're on a tree, pay attention to what they're amassed on. You know, the rest of it will be out here or whatever. but they're anchored in something like this with a good fork or a good triple limb. So catch box and cyan, yes, you can, but you could be even simpler, still just as strategic, and take these key limbs and spray. I could put cotton there if you wanted. We call twisty tie, a cotton, and spray that with Swarm Commander, and they can hit that, boom, and come out and find a big old giant swarm hanging there, because they like this hard anchor, that strong anchor, kind of like a catfish is just going to bounce there. They like that hard anchor. Just something to think about. Okay. Again, some old frames. There's a tabbed. There's an old one that's, get in there, with tongue depressors in it, becomes a tabbed frame. Or you could take the cleat or the wedge and turn it 90 degrees. That becomes an edge. That's all they need. And I don't want to scrape all that off. You want to leave that on. And the inside wall of the sidewall, leave that. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. All this is a pattern. You want to keep that pattern there. Okay. So, same thing. Some old frames. Nothing serious or fancy. Let's see what the bees want to do. It was just such a super awesome day. I didn't want to waste it, man. I'm thinking of something. I'll show you something in a minute. Okay, one squirt. Not a very good squirt. Whew, man, is that strong. Boy, man. There you go. Whew, dang. Oops, a brick. Okay, let's look at that. I'll step back behind you here and grab a brick. The ground is still spongy. We've had too much rain. Well, I thought I would grab a brick. May not be. Okay, gotta go to your right. So hang tough. I'll talk to you while I'm searching down a couple of bricks. Wet ground, water table's really high. Bees would be on the move. I'll pay attention to the water table because the bees do. The higher the water table, the more nectar rolls. And just the opposite is true. The lower the water table, the less the nectar, until we get like bone dry, and then swarms typically aren't going to move when it's that dry. This is about resources on the road. The more resources they have, the more nectar, the more pollen, the more liberal and froggy they are. They feel very confident to leave, swarm and leave, you know. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, just let that sit there. What do you think? Simple. I could set more out. I'll do it another day. Wet, wet, wet. But I set them, you know, we're only on 8 acres, you know. You don't have to have much land at all. But if you have acreage, set it where you have some kind of path, or you've mowed a path, you know, so you can walk by. Just walk by. We're not looking to open, not unless we see a mass of bees or got a problem or something like that. But the Swarm Commander is the pool. That's going to be your leverage. something simple, you know. It's not a giant box, you know. And it's just kind of meant for me to be able to collect up some bees and then package them up, move them forward up north where they're easier managed. Yeah, I'll probably do a walk around. It's wet, you know. That's okay. It's wet. Bees are on the move. Yeah. Let's go further. Go north. It's all right. Oh, all kinds of spots. Gosh, blackberry limbs. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now sometimes, right here. Get it right in there. Sometimes you'll see a handful of bees come right to a box. I mean, like you just set it out a few hours ago. You go, what the heck? And we don't have the luxury of just sitting here in a lawn chair waiting for them to show up. Yeah, we got stuff to do, chores to do, business to do, errands to run. When we come back tomorrow evening or whatever and go, holy cow, look at them on the porch. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sometimes it can happen within 24 hours. And then sometimes it's a couple of months and whatever. It's passive. That's what I like about it. It's passive. So I've always taught my students, there's a river of bees above your head. You don't see them. They're up there 50 feet, 100 feet. I mean, like swarms going here and there and here. And sometimes they swirl and sometimes they go in straight line bullets. Sometimes they float. They're up there where it's cool. And you don't see them until they coagulate on a limb somewhere and you go, oh, look, there's a swarm. Well, yes, of course, they're hanging on a limb. But where'd they come from? They come from way up above your head. They're traveling. So learn to tap into a natural resource that's above your head that you'll never see until they coagulate on a limb or a box and you go, oh, look, it's a swarm. Well, you got to back that program up a little bit. Where'd they come from? They come out of the air. And when it's wet like this and the water table's high, they really are on the move. And when you give them, like today's a bluebird day, boy, I mean, the time is about 12:15. I'm going to go back up and have lunch, and after lunch, about 1 to 2 o'clock, I'm going to come out and walk around because I know that 1 to 2 is dance time and swarm time. I can't scientifically explain why 1 o'clock is swarm time. But I've stood out here in the pasture before and watched swarms, 3, 4 in a group, leave at straight up 1 o'clock. You're like, holy crap. What the heck, man? So more times than not between 1 and 2, but also that time frame, 12 to 2 is dance time, coming back from the field. Dance time. If you see bees returning at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, returning from the field, they're into big nectar, and they don't come back unless they don't come back like that unless they've got something big to report. They're work reward sensitive. Always remember that. Bees are work reward sensitive. So with a nice weather day like this and the temperatures are low 70s, it's a bright bluebird day with a high water table. Boy, man, they're like full speed ahead, man. So if anything, maybe I've delayed getting boxes out 3 weeks behind, but you could say the cold, wet weather has slowed all the bees down. So am I late or not? A cold, damp, cold, wet weather keeps a lot more bees at home. But this right here today, this is killer. Yep. So this is when I get sensitive to catch boxes. That's why I want to get them out today. I'll do some more, but yeah, okay, we'll follow up on these. You'll see some more videos. We'll probably catch a few swarms out of this. We'll see. All right, hope you're learning lots. If you want to learn more from us, you can go to littlecreekbeeranch.com, look at the personal advisor program. That's where we teach a lot of students privately. That's worth checking out. That's a subscription service. You can look at the details of that. That's worth pursuing. And it's the ebook library for different ebooks that we've written. Work on increasing your bee IQ. There's where we're weak. That's where we're weak as a nation of beekeepers. We just are not learning enough. We're just not understanding how these creatures work and learning enough. So you got to push yourself to learn. Now, we're here to help, here to coach and teach. All right, I'm headed to go have lunch, man. Check you later.